Hi Nick, hi Sarah. How are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Super happy to be talking to you guys today. Uh, I don't even know how long we've been working together for. How long has it been?
I
It seems like
think
Has
it's
it been 3 years?
3 years now.
yeah, yeah. So I've had the opportunity to meet you at Track Nations a few times and meet both of your parents. And I wish Track Nations was on last year because I kind of missed it. So look forward to the next time that I get to see you guys and meet everyone else. So this group behind the scenes or behind the fuel is just an opportunity for folks to. I've got a little bit of an echo on my side. I don't know if you guys have that or not. Do you hear
No,
any of that?
no.
Okay. Hopefully it gets cleaned up. So, Grupo Behind the Fuel is it's conversational. We get, it's a privilege for us to work with so many great athletes here in Canada, and it's just really about learning more about the story that each of these athletes has. How did you get here? Why did you get here? And maybe a little bit about the journey forward from here. So this is a different format for me because I've always just worked with one person on this call. Maybe you guys can add to when you guys connected. Like, when did your partnership, start? I assume that it started on the track, but maybe you can kind of elaborate on that at some point during our conversation. So, who wants to go first with their story? Have you?
I think I could probably go
Mm.
first.
Okay,
Um,
so yeah, I'd love to hear it, Nick.
I've been doing track now, track cycling that is, for 13 years now. I started when I was 12 years old at the Varsity Velodrome in London, Ontario,
Yeah,
and did everything basically. All the stuff on the track, all the stuff on the road, and just raced all over Ontario, raced in Quebec, raced in the States a little bit, just kind of trying to find what I was good at. I
yeah,
was never really the fastest junior. Kind of always got beat a little bit on the road and on the track, and it was kind of coming into like U17 junior where we identified I'd probably be more suited towards track sprint. And we kind of made the decision at that point with my coach Rob Good at the time to just focus on track sprint and try and qualify for junior worlds,
hmm,
which would have always been 2016 um, in Switzerland. It was.
okay,
At that point, I was coming off of a bit of an injury. I crashed on the road in 2015, end of 2015. Broke my collarbone, had a concussion, so I was kind of coming back from that when we made the decision to switch. And then I started working more in the gym with CSI Ontario and Ontario Cycling, getting more stuff on the track and trying to qualify. So we had nationals that April 2016, and I qualified. I was fast enough to make the team. So it was Stefan Ritter and I that qualified for to represent Canada in Switzerland at Junior Worlds. That was kind of my first real taste of international track sprint. Like before that, it was kind of just the O Cups and nationals, where it was
right,
kind of just two guys really that were competing as sprinters in Canada. There wasn't many of us across the country that were doing the sport really, like at the junior level.
yeah,
So that was quite an eye opener for me and kind of really solidified that I did want to do this. I wanted to race around the world. I wanted to race my bike competitively, representing Canada, and that was kind of the catalyst to like the next step really.
yeah,
Um, at that point, it was full focus for another year to qualify for Junior Worlds again, and I represented Canada in Italy at Junior Worlds. And that was when our coach, our current coach now, Franck Duravo, had come into Canada from France to be the development coach, and he was our coach for Junior Worlds. And at that point, he kind of offered me a spot that fall to move to Milton and join the national team. And kind of the rest is just, yeah, a lot of training from there. Like it was, I think, pretty well 2 years of development work on the track and in the gym before I got another international start, and that would have been um, a couple C1s in Europe that winter of 2018.
hmm,
At that point, I did well enough there that Frank offered me, like, selected me to a World Cup in New Zealand, in Cambridge, New Zealand, and that was my first real big like elite race.
yeah,
But that took a year and a half to 2 years of development to get there. So that was another, like, kind of like Junior World 2016. That was a big eye opener for me again, that I can race at this scene, or I want to race at this scene.
Yeah.
And then it was
So
just,
I have like questions right from the beginning. So Forest City Velodrome is, I know it well because I'm a London boy.
mm,
I've been on that track a couple times, joined Ed for a while. Were
yeah.
you there at that time when he
I,
did that?
I wasn't there when he did
Okay, all right.
that record, but
Yeah. So it's a pretty obscure facility, but you're you're here because that facility existed. Because I'm pretty
mm,
sure if that facility didn't exist, you're probably not
no,
a track
absolutely,
cyclist. Is that correct?
absolutely not. Yeah, like
Yeah.
how I got into the sport, funny enough, is I watched it on TV at
Yeah.
2020 Olympics, and I just kind of thought
Okay.
it was cool, and then we just looked it up one day, and happened to be a track in London, Ontario, which is just under an hour from my house where I grew up, and I grew up in Chatham, Kent, Ontario,
Yeah.
Bothwell, so pretty close to me,
Yeah.
fortunately. So yeah, I just got the start there and was hooked from the beginning.
That's cool. So you're a sprinter, so that involves probably flying 200s. I think you compete
Yep.
at. You do um, the team sprint. I've seen you do Kieran, one of my favorite races.
Yep.
When that was an incredible race. Still remember you killing it there. So, is there other sprint that you do outside of those, or is that kind
Not
of
really. We do the kilo at nationals, but it's not my favorite event.
okay?
Like it's there,
Okay,
we don't really focus on it that much.
okay, okay. So, how does one get selected? Like you said, um, you're like, what is it about you, um, like your body type, the way you cycle, that I guess puts you in a position where you can be one of the best, in the world at something like this?
Yeah, I don't know how I would say necessarily body type, but like a lot of like one thing that's good about our sport is there really is no ideal body type.
I see.
Um, Whether you're short and stocky or big and tall like me, and um, yeah, like it's based on time standards.
Okay.
So if you're fast and strong enough to hit those time standards, you can be in the pool to be selected to races. And at that point, I was, how old would I have been at that point? 2019. I would have been 20 years old at that point.
Okay.
That were, yeah, 19, 20 years old coming into that World Cup selection, and I just started moving up the ranks. I started, like, there was 4 or 5 guys in front of me on the national team that were kind of doing the times, and they had the spots locked up, and Franck gave me a shot at that point because I was fast enough to be hitting the standards, and yeah, I got selected to that race.
Okay. It's super cool. So, um, maybe we'll switch over to Sarah for a minute, and then we'll get into some other questions. So, Sarah, I think I know how you came into the sport. You were a soccer person before you went to RBC training ground, and based on how you performed there, I think track cycling world was, or at least Canada world was excited about you. Is that kind of how it went? And maybe tell me about your soccer days first.
Yeah, so I played soccer my whole life. That was my sport growing up.
Yeah.
I played all the way through university, and at the end of university is when I went to RBC training ground.
Okay.
Yeah,
What did
so
you study? Okay.
I studied psychology and kinesiology.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I went to RBC training ground, it wasn't to try and get identified for cycling necessarily. It was actually for skeleton, which I had already tried, and I attended one of their like ID camps,
I see.
and then I heard about training ground through them. So that was
Okay.
like kind of the goal, was when I finished school to pick up skeleton. I kind of like reached my max in soccer, and that was the highest level I was going to get to.
Okay.
So
And
I
did you actually, go down the skeleton track and
did
all of that? That must be a blast.
insane. I learned that pretty quickly. Like the first time that I actually went down the track, terrified the entire time. Like, well, how do people do this? Why do people do this? I was like a ping pong ball, like smashing the walls, like completely bruised after. Yeah, looks cool,
Yeah.
but
So,
yeah, not for
So
me.
even though you went down and it was all of that, did you have a desire to continue?
I think I wanted to give it a shot. Um, it was tough.
Yeah.
I think I saw an opportunity to sort of, I guess it could have been an avenue to the Olympics. Like that's kind
Okay.
of the way I was looking at it at the time.
Yeah.
I had all the qualities.
Yes.
I was fast runner, powerful, strong, like all the things. But yeah, I don't think that the sport was necessarily for me.
Right. Right. So you go to RBC and then
Yeah, so I went to
like tell me
RBC,
about that.
and so I really excelled in like the speed power events, not so
Okay.
much the endurance side. I think
Hmm.
that test was like the assault bike, and I was pretty mediocre at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up being identified by rugby, track and field, the skeleton, bobsled, and cycling. So I actually, that summer, so I did RBC Training Ground April 2017, and that was actually my last year of university. So wrapping that up, and then kind of had this on the horizon, I guess.
Okay.
And yeah, so that summer is when I actually got on the track in Calgary, tried the track, did a little more specific testing with Cycling Canada, and then also flew to Victoria, tried rugby, did a bit of a little development camp there. Didn't explore track and field because I'd already been running in university.
Hmm.
I knew I've hit my peak there.
Yeah.
See myself getting faster as a runner or picking up a new field event.
Right.
So kind of ruled that out. And then so it was really this toss up between skeleton and cycling. And I gave myself until October to make like a final decision which one I was going to commit to. And yeah, it ended up being pretty easy decision based off of how going down the track went. So I
I
think I
see.
kind of got back on the track in like, oh, actually, I'm not sure what month it was, but it was later. Or maybe I was doing more stuff in the ice house, I think it was in September. And yeah, I just didn't really like see. I was trying to give them both like a fair kind of shot, but
Yeah.
I was leaning more towards cycling. Both scared me. I'm not gonna lie. Riding
Did
the track was not like it. Yeah, it didn't click right away.
right. Was the bike part of your life before?
Not at
Like
all.
many of us, not at all.
No,
Yeah.
never,
Riding down the
never.
street, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just riding down the street. Like, kind of had a bike as a kid growing up, but
That's it.
never
Like that's
trained on it.
crazy. Yeah. No wonder you were frightened. Um, like I think the track is a little bit daunting. Like you know that I've cycled a ton, but when I get on that track, yeah, it's a lot different. Um, I I got dizzy at Forest City because I was foolish and was staring at that line. Someone didn't tell me
Like,
after a couple hours, hey, no, no, you got to look forward. So that was helpful.
Yeah, I was a
But I
huge.
can understand. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than just pedaling. Like there's the efficiency factor and the bike handling, the skills, and then there's the whole technical side of and the strategy side of racing. So there was a lot to learn, a lot to unpack.
do you guys get involved with the technical side? So, like, is there like this synergy between you and the coach technical on like how to set the bike up? Like, are you offering or is it all one way? Like, how does that work? Like, I'm thinking F1 right now. Like, you know, the F1 driver is communicating to, you know, the crew chief and they're making adjustments based on what they're feeling. Is it the same sort of thing for you guys?
yeah, I think so. Like, I think there is obviously within the regulations, there are things we can do and not do, and
Yeah.
we try to optimize the bikes as best as we can with the equipment we have. But at the end of the day, we've got to ride the bike, and it's got to feel good for us.
Yeah.
Um, like Sarah's currently going through a position change right now in terms of changing her stem and stuff like that, and what they optimized in the beginning wasn't what was feeling good on the track, so you kind of have to make adjustments on the fly. And like we're limited, and we're limited in terms of like position as well within regulation. So like I would, in my bike, I like to go longer, but I can't. I'm limited in stem length. I can't go too far with the front axle. So it's just kind of a little bit of trial and error and just working within
Hmm.
regulations and what you can and can't do. And I mean, I think in the beginning of my career, I changed crank length twice, the elite level, just to kind of try and optimize the bike. And that just takes trial and error. And I think as you grow as a cyclist, things kind of change as well, and you learn how to ride what you need to. But there
Okay.
is a bit of technical feedback from staff as well on what they think is optimal and best for you.
I'm curious on crank length now. For endurance cycling, we've been getting shorter and shorter. We run compact. So, uh, what what adjustments are you making? Like, is it both
We have
ways?
people like on our team anywhere from like a 62 to 75.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right. So
like
it
I'm a 175. You're on
I'm on a
Okay.
170.
170.
Okay. Okay.
I think for me,
And
there's just that extra little bit of torque factor. Like we're riding gears like from 120 inches to 145 inches, and like it's just yeah, I need a little bit of torque like assistance can kind of help, and I have the legs to support that. So
okay. I always marvel at when at the starts. Like it's just unbelievable to me the amount of power that you both generate. Like
yeah,
it's shocking to
it's
see
a lot
that.
it's a very very technical thing as well, just to be able to be good at, and that's something I really struggle with is the start. Like it is, I'm probably the weakest on the team with the start.
Yeah.
It is a very technical, and like that whole start procedure happens within like a 5 second window, and if you get that wrong,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
It's
it's
over.
over.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's fascinating like to watch every muscle. Like, you think it's all about your legs, but you have every muscle firing to turn those cranks. And
Mhm.
from that, I don't even know what it would be like to push the gear that you guys are pushing, because you have to push a really big gear to have the top end. Because by the end, you're spinning. What is your RPM? What do you get to when you're at your max
Yeah, I mean,
RPM?
it really
One.
depends on the event, but like in the
Right.
standing start, like I was well over 145 RPM or at 145 RPM, and
Yeah.
depending on the gear, but that was
Yeah.
When
the
I was like
target.
optimized in P2, I think I was doing like at my best like 145 RPM. Ideally would have been like a little bit less, but I couldn't start a bigger gear, so I had to go like be comfortable at those higher cadences. So I was riding the entire P2 lap at like 140, 145 RPM.
That's insane. And that's without any rocking. Like
Yeah, I mean
when
it's
I,
like
You try your best not
you
to.
try not to, and we
yeah. Oh,
And I
that's
think that is
amazing.
really where the pedaling efficiency comes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's fascinating. I encourage anybody that's catches this to watch. Where would be a good place for them to watch?
it's just YouTube.
yeah,
Uh,
YouTube.
I think
just
most of our races are
okay.
actually on YouTube.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Like I do a lot on some of the other streams, so I'll find something on YouTube, maybe put it in the show notes because it's fascinating to watch. So maybe tell me about how you guys connected. Was it in Milton that you first connected? Where did you connect first?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
on
you
the
want to tell the
team.
story?
I mean, like I met Nick when I started kind of coming in for camps with the team when I first came from RBC training ground. I trained for about 2 years before I actually made the team and made those standards.
Okay.
But then, yeah, our I guess
Our relationship.
relationship kind of started up. Was it about
Early 2020,
20?
really,
Yeah,
yeah.
2020.
Okay.
Because Sarah had been like training with the national team on and off for those 2 years. Like they were as part of RBC, they were kind of well integrated. I shouldn't say well integrated, but they were integrated partially with
We
the
had
team.
support
Like they
from the
were,
team.
so she'd come in
Okay.
from maybe 3, 4, 5 camps across those 2 years she was developing, and I was in the national team, so we knew each other.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we just started dating in 2020. She'd been in the national team for a few months.
Yeah, I
and-
made the move to Milton in 2019. I think it was in
Okay.
October.
And then we started dating in January 2020, and then we got locked down together.
COVID.
That's
So
funny.
yeah, so then we've been dating since then. We've been together since then.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
Okay.
live together, train together, run a business together. So it's yeah.
So there's got to be many great things about that, like the fact that you guys have you have common races, common goals. I'm sure, like you're hitting the gym a lot of the same times, and so the consistency. Like I'll speak from like when there's one athlete in a family and one that doesn't have that same, there can be conflict. Where I'm spending too much time, training for some of the things that I've done, so there's this, you just have to balance that. But you guys are all about, your goals, and fully supportive of one another. So that must help with the alignment of it. So are there any?
I think for sure. There's for sure a balance to it.
Yeah, there definitely is. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's together pretty well 24/7. I mean, like whether we
Yeah.
train, like like the sprint team is one team. We train, it's not like the women's and men's and darts where they have
Yeah.
kind of they're separate programs. We are fully together. So
Yes.
our gym times, the same track times are the same. So we're traveling the same races. Like I think there's only been maybe 2 or 3 races in the last 5 years that we haven't gone to together.
Nice.
So yeah, I guess it works out well in that respect.
Is there any negatives? I can't put you on the spot. I guess I am putting you on the spot.
Well, I think definitely. Like,
Yeah, I think like the biggest thing is it's kind of hard to like shut off training sometimes when we
Yeah.
get home. So I think really trying to like not worry about things like so much
Yeah.
when we have a bad day in the track or in the gym.
or one's trying to justify to the other why the bad day is happening, and it's hard to sometimes leave the track as a track.
I bet.
And I think it's tough too because it's like we'll want to kind of rant to each other about our training session, but we both witnessed a training session, we saw what happened, we watched each other's efforts. It's like, so I understand what happened, and training sessions are hard too when you're exhausted physically, and you kind of gotta like keep on a little bit to understand and talk about it, and sometimes you don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, we make it work. Like I think having that understanding of the training helps a little bit. To come home and talk about power numbers and cadence data and power profiles and spots on the track. Like I think if you were not dating someone that didn't understand, like, okay, the 100-meter, the blue line, the black line, sprinter's lane,
Yeah.
second, the pre-approach, the 50-meter, stuff like that. He's like, what are you even talking about?
Yeah, most people have
Yes.
no idea what that
I went
means.
Yeah.
home to my parents, told them about my pre-approach time for the flying 100. They're like, well, cool, what does that mean? Why are you looking at your 10-second power before you stand up? What does that change? Like, what? Okay, just push harder. But I think when you have someone that can understand what all that stuff means, it kind of helps to bounce things off of, because sometimes you don't even want to talk with the coaches about it. You kind of just want to vent about it, rant about it, complain about something. But yeah, we both get it.
Yeah. It sounds like there'd be a synergy between the two of you, like the sum of you together actually makes better. It's probably a better partnership, but better athletes as well, because you are on a lot. But yeah,
I think we push each other quite a
Yeah.
bit too.
Yeah, I think we're good at holding each other accountable when we're training, when we're not training.
yeah.
It definitely pushes us.
So I know you guys were away, like you had a vacation. What does a vacation look like for you two? Like, do you truly unplug, or?
We did for 1 week this
Yeah,
week.
I
Okay.
mean, it was a month off the track.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
was a little bit forced because they actually resurfaced our track.
Oh, okay.
We were kind of kicked out for a bit.
All
So
right.
yeah, 1 month off. That kind of consisted of two, I guess 3 weeks in the gym still. So really only 1 week out of the gym, and then 2 weeks of riding on the road.
Okay.
So 1 week off, like fully off,
And we
nothing.
tried our
And
best
that's
to
like,
really shut down that week.
yeah, that week
Yeah.
No
nothing.
emails, trying to limit social media time. Um, but that part's tough too, because it's like our other job outside of being athletes is social media. So it's like
Hmm.
Yeah.
trying to stay away from that can be difficult. uh, but we really tried on the vacation to step away. And, we were golfing a little bit.
Hmm.
Um,
We
trying-
stayed active.
yeah.
Good.
I
Good.
mean, it's really hard to do nothing. Like, I struggle to sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing. I feel like we kind of need to keep moving, keep busy.
Did you golf with your dad, or
Yeah.
did you get there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of
Because
them.
we were in
Yeah.
Calgary for 2 weeks
Yeah.
of that month off.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah. He's giving me some
Mhm.
lessons, so I'm learning.
So maybe as I try to wrap this up a little bit, I'd love to hear from both of you. Like, you guys have had, quite a journey. Did you play hockey when you're younger? I'm talking to you, Nick. No?
No, I did
So
not. I did
just
like
rate the cycling.
a bit of soccer, a bit of basketball, like just little stuff. But I started cycling pretty
So you,
early.
yeah, so you saw the Olympics, track cycling at the Olympics, and said, "Hey, I want to try that." And
Yeah.
Well,
there's
you
a
have a cool story to share.
About what?
Like how you heard of the track.
Well, I mean, I was having lunch with my parents in a Montana's, and the Olympics was on, and that's when women's team pursuit from Canada was racing for the bronze medal, and then
yeah.
they won that bronze medal. I forget who they were racing.
I'm not sure. I don't think I even knew
I don't
track
know
cycling
for who they're racing, but yeah,
a
they won the
whole lot
bronze
about
medal.
it
So
at that point.
it's cool because like Jasmine Glacier, she was in that race that I watched when they won bronze, and then I raced
Yeah.
my first Olympics in Tokyo, and Jasmine was also on the team.
Oh, that's cool.
Bit
So
of a
kind of
full
full
circle.
circle bit of things. So um, yeah, it's been a journey.
So, what would you want to share, Nick, to someone about, like your experience you've got to a very high level, one of the, top cyclists in Canada on the track. I know it's been a lot of work, but
Yeah,
what would you want to do to inspire them?
it's like you can plan as much as you want, but no matter how hard you plan, plans always change. And it's kind of like expect the unexpected almost. So when I came into
Okay.
the team in 2017, the whole target was for me Paris 2024. That was the target. I've got 6 years in the program to really train before we got to qualify for the games. Sorry, 6 years, 5 years. Sorry.
Hmm.
So that was the target. I was young at the time, mid 20s, kind of like when on average you get to qualify or go to your first games. That's kind of the average. And something's happened within our team, some retirements, a couple injuries, and I kind of had this opportunity to fight for an Olympic spot, and just had to go all in on it. And every day was a battle, but it's like sometimes opportunities are presented to you that you just have to be ready to take on. And if you're
Hmm.
not ready, you don't get those opportunities. But just be ready for things. I mean, things change in an instant, and you prepare as best as you can. And sometimes it's not going to go. It's not going to go the way you want it, or it goes the way you want it. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, sport is a funny thing. It is brings you to the highest of highs and sometimes the lowest of lows, and I definitely experienced both of those in my career. Like before Tokyo, we were qualifying. We were in that year of training prior to Tokyo, and that April, actually before the games, I injured my back so bad that I couldn't walk. So I was kind of on this high of qualified training for my first Olympic Games.
But could barely get on
I
his
could
bike.
barely get on my bike. I could barely put my socks on in the morning, and couldn't even walk down the stairs. Uh, So it's like,
It,
you're in that like pinnacle of everything you dreamed of, everything you wanted. Like it's coming so closely, and I was very close to losing it all. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
was battling with therapists, um, CT scans, X-rays, trying to figure out what's going on with my back, and we could not figure it out. It just kept getting worse. The pain kept getting worse. It was actually what it actually was like my SI joint and my facet joint were like not aligned.
hmm
They're just kind of throwing everything off in my posterior chain and my back, and everything was painful. Like pushing pedals on the track was painful. Um, so yeah, once we finally got figured out with my chiropractor, we started working on like a rehab plan, and for those probably first 2 or 3 weeks of May, which is at that point 3 months out from the games, I was doing 30-minute roller sessions and like some core activation in the gym, and thinking, how am I going to race the Olympic Games this summer and be in a
yeah,
position where I'm not going to embarrass myself? If
yeah,
I'm not going fast, should I even go to the Olympics? Do I even deserve to go at that point?
yeah.
But every day we just put in the work, and I was the fastest one in Tokyo, the youngest one in the field, and the fastest one from Canada. So it's like the high highs and the low lows can play a part for sure. Um, but yeah, just expect the unexpected and be ready for anything.
Hmm. Awesome. And how about you, Sarah?
Yeah, I would say just get comfortable being uncomfortable. I think that's kind of what's got me to where I am, is just embracing that uncomfort. Never
Hmm
really know where it's gonna go. Am I making the right decision? But I think with the goal in mind, and is really just what has like kept pushing me. But
hmm
just don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone, because I think that's where you see the most growth.
I've had that quite
Absolutely.
through too, just to be uncomfortable and
There's a lot of times where I've seen progress and then been told we need to take quite a few steps backwards.
hmm
And it's not going to look pretty. You're not going to be fast for a while.
just to fix one
Yeah,
little
just to
mistake.
fix like one thing on the bike,
hmm
but it's going to pay off in the long run.
And you have to have the confidence in the team around you to trust that process. Um, and if you've seen a certain measure, whether that's a time or a speed before, and you've taken a couple steps backwards in relation to what you were doing before to go down this path, this new path, it's really hard mentally to trust that process. So,
Yeah,
I think
uh,
also too, for us, I mean, we're in such a like what's the right word for it? Like highly measured sport almost. Like it's
it's crazy.
like I said, we talk about thousandths of a second on the daily, and we compare 7 or 8 different time metrics on the track versus our power and cadence data and speed, and sometimes aerodynamics play a factor into it as well, and we're just like in this maze of numbers constantly, so
with
it's
everything always changing.
yeah,
I think
Yeah.
like even just like with the environment around us,
exactly,
like
yeah,
air density
yeah,
too,
we
right?
track
Like
the air density and
where
temperature
we
inside the
are.
track on a daily training day, so it's like
Really?
um,
There's a lot of factors
so
that
it's
go
tough to
into it.
almost not get caught up in those, so you're kind of just like sifting through the weeds of what numbers mean something good and trying not to go crazy with with those.
Yeah, it would be hard. Were you both numbers people before you got on the
No,
track?
Really,
no.
no.
No, no.
I mean, a
Okay.
little bit when I got into track and field, which was like
Yeah,
in the middle of university. I kind of picked it up just to like train for soccer, work on my fitness. But
yeah,
so I guess that's kind of the first time I was introduced to numbers and times. So that kind of prepared me
yeah.
for cycling in a way. But before
Of
that,
course.
90 minutes on a soccer field, that's all I had to think about.
Yeah, yeah. The margins in this sport are incredible. Like I know if I come to the track, and the first time you see, maybe it's qualifying for a sprint, and you see them and you say, "Oh, they're really fast," and then you start to decipher the differences between really fast and really really fast, and
Mm,
it's it's
It's a
only a
month.
half a second, or and sometimes 2/10. It's crazy, crazy. Um, I love. I mean, you guys both have kind of the same theme, if you will, about being uncomfortable, expect the unexpected, like kind of embrace that. Um, I agree completely with you. I think we try to be too safe sometimes, and it's good to step off and go out into. I don't know if you know Brene Brown. I love Brene Brown. She talks about getting in the arena, and yeah, it's not always comfortable, but when you come out, you're often you feel really good about what you accomplished or what you tried to accomplish. Like you don't even have to accomplish it sometimes. It's just going in that arena and trying. So,
Yeah, I think
um,
oftentimes you're gonna surprise yourself.
exactly. Yeah.
And the
And
days when things go right, like it is an
it feels
incredible
worth
feeling.
it.
Yeah.
That one race you have that goes perfectly well makes those 65, 70, 80 training sessions for that one moment worth it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So, what's the next year look like? Like what's on the horizon for you guys? Like,
So we have World Championships in October. They're in
okay.
Chile this year. So that's our next race. We're preparing for that right now.
Okay. All
we have a
right.
big year coming up next year.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be pretty full gas from the start. We have nationals and a C1 or C2 in Bromont first
Okay.
thing right after Christmas, um, which is always fun. Nationals is always always a treat. Get to race your
Yeah.
team for a week. Um, and then right off the back of that, we go down to Chile again, actually for Pan Am Champs. So that's really
Okay.
February. And then we're the Nations Cup, or sorry, World Cup season now. They've they've
They
changed the
changed
name.
the name.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
we're doing Hong Kong and Malaysia, right?
Hong Kong and Malaysia.
Awesome.
And then, yeah,
Commonwealth Games
Commonwealth Games
the
in
next summer.
Glasgow.
Wow. Wow.
So hopefully we're both selected to that. And then yeah, it's World Champs again. We'll be in October again next year in China. So and after that, we're straight
So
into
this
the qualifying.
Yes, yeah. So you mentioned a lot of like, places that many people would love to go to. Like, do you get to at least get a taste of the place, or are you just so wrapped up in what you're doing that maybe
Yeah,
it's
I
just
love
like
that
window shopping?
question. I mean, we see the airport, the drive from the airport to the hotel, what's around the hotel. We don't often have
Yeah,
time to go out and explore, but we do get a bit of a taste of it. Get to
yeah,
try different food,
Yeah,
kind of meet different people that are, around us, but we don't get
yeah.
out much.
and we try our best
Try,
to do.
Maybe like
What,
one day after the competition, if we have time, we'll make an effort to do something, but we're
yeah,
normally like out like as soon as we can get on a plane when the
right.
competition ends. So
I would say you try different food after competition, right?
we
I
yeah,
mean,
There's,
well,
there's not a,
we've done both. I mean,
even the hotel food's different,
yeah.
okay,
and that's what we're eating the whole time.
okay,
Um, yeah, we try our best to kind of see what we can, but it is like and when you get there, it's like recover, 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 and you race for 3, 4 days, and at that point you're pretty gassed to really do anything else. And
yeah,
in some cases, it's like okay, you have 2 weeks before the next race. It's like you got to just get home and reset and recover, or it's just you've been there for so long, you want to just get on a plane and go home. It's kind of like it's yeah, it's always interesting.
yeah. Well, first off, I really appreciate you taking time to take us through your journeys, and I loved getting to know you a little bit more. You, unlike some of the athletes we work with, I've got to spend more time with you, being in Milton a bunch of times. So I'm grateful to be, to see the journey. When you guys qualified for the latest games, I the the tension, like the tension on like you, the parents, like it was, and the margins, it's just unbelievable. So I was really grateful to be part of that.
We,
It's Go ahead, Nick.
we trained, well, we raced for 18 months, and for both of us, qualifying came down to that last race in Milton, and
Yeah,
it was a
There was a
matter of
lot on the line there.
it was a matter of
yeah,
like a 100 points over
yeah,
18 months, which is insane.
that it came down to that race.
So
Yeah. And obviously, I mean, we were so grateful that both of you, um, qualified, because there was that possibility that, it was one, and that would have been, it would have been great that was one, but that would be really hard too. So,
very tough.
yeah. Well, as I said, I appreciate you taking the time. We will get this up. As I said, no editing. We just want it to be authentic. We'll include a few maybe resources so people can go and see some of the stuff that you guys do on the track. I really appreciate you taking the time with us.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you for
Darcy.
having us.
All right. We'll talk soon. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. So I ended it. So thank you a lot. Are you in Milton now?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
Milton.
Okay. All right. And is the track still being resurfaced, or
And now,
yeah?
like a
Have you been on it?
yeah,
Yeah, we've been here
it's
for-
very dusty, but we're
Yeah.
we're riding on it.
Okay. Awesome.
Good though.
And
It
what
was,
I'm curious, what's like, I know there's lots, I mean, unfortunately there's some crashes and there's nicks and bruises of, the track, but like there's some of that. Is there just an overall resurfacing that occurs?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
They replaced a lot of the boards and sanded the entire thing. They
Okay.
also did the railing along.
Okay.
Higher.
Oh,
So there's new regulations.
okay.
They had
Okay.
to increase the height of it. There's been some crashes on other
so
tracks.
it's a new UCI regulation. They had to increase the size of the railing.
Okay.
So, like, there was one at Commonwealth Games in London in 2022. A couple of guys ended up in the stands. So they changed regulations on that. So it looks a little funny. Like, I wish they would have kept it lower in the straights because it's just for spectators. But there's like
Yeah.
a meter and a half railing all the way around the top of the track now. So
Oh, really? It's like when they first put the black nets or even white nets around, the hockey arenas where, but we'll all get used to it.
it's a safety thing. So I mean, it
Yeah.
does feel safer for us. I mean, so you don't have a bunch of kids hanging over with their hands
Yeah.
towing onto the track.
Yeah.
But no, it's nice. It was needed. So hard to believe the place is 10 years old already.
Yeah, that's insane.
So
Yeah.
2015 it
And
opened.
you guys have, I just learned Nicole's, about 2 weeks ago, I learned that Nicole has
No
moved
longer
on.
with-
Yeah. So
We have no
who-
nutritionist now.
you don't have a nutritionist now?
No.
Did you ever meet? You met Kevin, didn't you?
What's Kevin's last name?
Iwasa, Kevin Iwasa, I think.
I think so, yeah.
He's one of
But
the
I-
other nutritionists.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he moved on as well this summer. Apparently he got a new job somewhere in the States. We don't know where it is yet, but
With a pro team.
yeah.
Okay.
He had a good opportunity. So
So
Uh,
So
Yeah.
what's going to happen?
what's it gonna look like for nutrition? It doesn't look like they're hiring anyone just yet. Maybe someone will be contracted through CSI,
Mm-hmm.
but
yeah, unlikely.
unlikely that they'll work with us.
So
Because even
Wow.
when Nicole left, Kevin was still contracted through CSI, but he was only working with some of the endurance athletes.
you can
Okay.
have your take us on because he was doing a lot with OCA as well. Like he was the main IST lead for OCA,
Mm-hmm.
so he kind of used at his limit for athletes.
And it's not just nutrition. We've had quite a few budget cuts within the program. Like sports psych was cut. The nutrition,
Our therapy hours.
our therapy hours have been reduced. Actually, we didn't have therapy for like months, and they're just sort of trying to integrate it back in a little bit. So
It's not just cycling. That's
No, I
that's
don't think so.
unfortunate. Jesus.
a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of sports. So
yeah,
I mean, we're doing the best we can, and I think
Yeah.
for us, like our experience
I think that plays
is
a large.
really helping us. But I think the younger athletes on the team
are struggling a little
Yeah, I
bit.
think they're struggling a little bit, especially on the nutrition side of
Yeah.
things. So hopefully we can get a little bit more support at some point.
I think once it comes back to like Olympic time, like okay, we need to get things in place again. I think once we come back to 2027 almost, it should be like okay, well,
Yeah.
shit, we need to figure things out because we have the Olympic Games in 18 months.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
think
we need to
kind of
be
all
we need to
expected.
be doing those things now, though, right? Like yeah, it's a whole journey.
Yeah,
It's not a race in the last 18 months. Yes, you can make gains in that time, but
yeah,
there's
almost
just a
forever.
consistency. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Hey,
Hmm.
while we have you here,
Yeah, yeah.
Nick and I, we really would like to do like a tour of the Grupo.
We talked about it
Sure.
Like, yeah, we talked about it
Yeah.
in the past.
with
I think,
Mackenzie. I
yeah,
think.
with Mackenzie, we talked about it with Mackenzie. We just have
When
to
are
figure
you?
out time to
Yeah.
come and
Yeah, I think if we could maybe plan something after Worlds, like sometime in November, if that would.
Yeah. I'd love that. I'd love for you to meet, some of the team here. Um, you met Mackenzie. Did you meet Lauren? I don't think
We
you met
might have.
Lauren.
I think was Lauren with you
was she
last
at
year?
the Nations Cup?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think so.
yeah. So you met
Yeah.
Lauren.
I met her.
Um, but I'd love for you to meet the team and see the facility and storefront and
Yeah,
such. And
come down and
yeah, I
check.
think it'd be great. So obviously, if you're seeing your parents in Chatham, it's an easy
Yeah,
jaunt here.
that's such an easy way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So just I think when's Worlds? Like you said, is it mid-November?
Yeah,
October.
end of October. And we'll be back
Okay,
here. We're not going anywhere after Worlds. So
okay.
November,
Yeah, sometime in November.
sometime in November.
Yeah, I'd say kind of probably after the 10th
Okay.
onwards. I know I'm going to be in Italy, just going over to see Bren. I'll go end of October, maybe first week in November, but after
Okay.
that, that'd be
Okay.
great. And we've got a couple new staff that I'd love for you to meet as well. So,
Perfect.
and yeah, I think that'd be great.
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect.
Let's plan.
Okay, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Of
And
course.
are you on the track today at all?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're on
yeah,
track. We've got
on
a,
it too.
Okay. All right. We'll have a good session today.
of
Thanks,
course.
Darcy.
All right. We'll talk soon. Say hi to your parents for me.
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely.
Will do.
Bye, Darcy.
Okay.
Take
Bye.
care.